Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I am back with another video. Before we start, I'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone who's shown love on my past few videos. My results day video just blew up completely and I've never seen anything like it, and there were so many supporting comments and I've been trying my best to answer all of them, but there were honestly so many. So if you're watching this and I haven't replied back, it's not because I'm airing you, it's just because there's been so many comments, but I appreciate all of your love and yes, thank you so much. Whoa. So I know that many of you will have came from my GCSE advice videos or my A-level advice videos, and I know that so many of you will have collected your results last week for your GCSEs. I'm hoping that all your GCSE results went well. So today I thought I'd film a video that I wished I had going into sixth form essentially. So I'll be giving you advice on how to prepare for your A-levels or your BTECs or whatever courses you're going to undergo in sixth form, and these are going to be more general as I've already filmed a specific video on tips I wished I had going into year 12. I'll link it in the information box wherever it is, or I'll just simply put the link in the description bar below, so make sure to go check that out. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure that you give a thumbs up if you enjoy the information that I'm giving to you, and if you haven't subscribed already, and I know so many of you have because we've almost reached 3,000 subscribers as this video goes up, make sure to click that subscribe button down below and the bell notification. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Here are essential tips that you'll need to ensure that the transition from year 11 to sixth form goes as smoothly as possible. The first one is, I think, the most critical one and the one that is most overlooked. You have, yes, 1 week of your summer, but you need to enjoy yourself. You need to take this time to focus on yourself, focus on making sure you've truly resetted and truly prepared for the stressful course ahead of you. Enjoy your summer, spend time with family. If you've really wanted to do something over the summer but haven't had the chance to do it, get doing it, because as soon as year 12 and year 13 hits, you'll still be able to do things you enjoy, but it'll be more difficult because you're going to be literally bombarded with A-levels, bombarded with responsibilities. So yes, now is your time to totally just indulge in things you love. The second point that I have for you guys is to put research into the courses that you're going to be undergoing. So do some research into those subjects to make sure that that's what you fully want to do. You're going to have to be passionate about them, and you're going to have to enjoy them to make your year 12, your year 13, your A-level experience enjoyable.
Which essentially means you're going to perform your best in them. You've got to remember these are subjects that you're going to be coming into school every day to study, so it's important to have a passion for them.
And never feel pressured into doing courses that you don't enjoy. At the end of the day, it's you who's going to be sitting those exams in 2 years' time or in 1 year's time. So my personal experience was that I did economics for GCSE level. It was quite interesting. It was never something that I could see myself doing in the future, and I felt pressured by not only my teachers but also my parents to continue it for A-level because I was always quite good at it, but I never actually had a passion for it, and it was quite a difficult decision. But on the day of enrollment to my sixth form, I actually changed my mind from doing A-level economics to doing A-level psychology, which I found so interesting. And looking back in hindsight, that was honestly one of the best decisions I could have made. And doing psychology opened my eyes to so many issues around in the world, and it benefited me in so many ways because it linked into biology, and it also gave me kind of like a balance in terms of my subjects. It was the one subject that I wrote a lot of essays in, so yeah, it kept me on my toes. So yes, never feel pressured into doing subjects that you don't want to do, because at the end of the day, this is your education and your future. So there is no shame in changing courses. So what I've suggested to a lot of my friends who are going into sixth form is that if you're unsure about the combination of 3 A-levels that you want to do, maybe ask your teachers if you can maybe do 4 A-levels, 4 ASs, sorry, for the first few weeks, just to trial out the combinations of your A-levels. And then after a trial of say 2 to 3 weeks, or even 1 week, the subject that you don't enjoy, or the subject that least suits you, you can drop it. There's honestly no shame in changing courses. I have a couple of friends who, even after a couple of months, they changed onto different courses and they still ended up doing well. So yes, that is always an option available to you guys. The third piece of advice that I can give to you is to find the style of notes that suits you. When you're going through year 12 and when you're going through year 13, there's honestly no time to just stop and dedicate a few days or a few hours to finding out what note style suits you. So in the summer holidays where you're not really doing anything, maybe dedicate a few hours of research or even trialing to see what style suits you. So for me, making notes in class, making really rough, scruffy notes like these that I've made for this video. Making real scruffy notes in lessons was what suited me, because in lessons you don't have time to be making really cute notes and you want to be adding pieces of information here and there. And when I went home, that's when I made my proper aesthetic, neat notes. So unlike me, I had friends who preferred to type their notes up. So they had all their notes and all the information stored onto their computer, and that was what suited them. And so yes, that's just to demonstrate that you don't have to go for the traditional route of pen and paper. Find a style that suits you. My fourth point, and I don't know if this is really a tip, but I thought it was necessary to put this in the video, is part-time jobs. Whether it's in your best interest to get one, and whether the coin is worth it.
Here we go.
So in the summer of year 11 to year 12, I got my first part-time job in Mackie D, in McDonald's. And I kept this job on all the way throughout year 12, and I kept it for half of year 13, and I quit just before I started my exams because it was just too stressful. It was too much for me, so I just had to quit. But don't worry, a video is coming on that. Can you balance your part-time job with your studies? And if you can't or struggle to do so, what plan of action should you take? So for me, going into year 13 and going into the stresses of year 13, part-time job was just too much. Working at McDonald's, I had really, really late shifts going from 4 straight after school till 11 p.m. I found no time to do work on those days, and I struggled to have energy the following day just because of how tiring the shift was on the day before. So I told myself that enough was enough, and I made the decision to cut down my shifts, partly through year 13, and I found that this drastically changed my situation and improved the amount of concentration that I had, the amount of energy that I had for school, for my education. But as it approached exam season, again, I realized that doing 1 to 2 shifts was still too much. So I made the decision to completely quit work. I handed in my letter of resignation with my 2-week notice period, and I said bye-bye to the Big Macs. I was like, bye, see you later. I find that your work life, your part-time job is eating into the hours of your studying, is eating into your concentration. You gotta cut it. And one thing I've told a lot of my friends who've gone through the same struggles is that short term, yes, the money is nice, you can buy yourself a new pair of trainers or whatever, but looking into the long term, is it really worth compromising your future? Now, my fifth and my most favorite thing of all, physically prepare yourself for your A-levels or sixth form or college. And in this, I mean stationery shopping. It's always important to get the essential pieces of stationery that you'll need. Organization in sixth form is so important, and for me, I find that having the right equipment definitely helps to be more organized. So in this, I mean, get your ring binders, head down to Wilco's, they do amazing prices on ring binders, on folders. Get maybe a folder for every subject. Make sure that you have your notepads, because going into sixth form, a lot of schools don't provide you with exercise books anymore. And also, if you're going into sixth forms that don't have uniform, especially if they have a dress code, so for my school it was office wear only. If you find yourself lacking a lot of office wear clothes, as I did when I was going into year 12, make sure to head over to maybe Primark or to New Look or wherever you shop and maybe buy a few items, but never feel pressured to spend excessive amounts on clothes, because looking back, it wasn't worth it, because it gets to the point where you just can't be bothered and you just want to go in like with the same piece of clothing that you've been wearing for 3 weeks. Like, it honestly gets like that. But make sure that you have your wardrobe in check, because it will honestly make going into sixth form less stressful, where people struggle to afford buying new clothes for the new year. Make sure to speak to the sixth form staff. Often they'll have like a bursary scheme if you find yourself in that situation, which can fund you getting new clothes. But yes, so we have reached the end of my video. Hopefully some of this information will be of use to you. Good luck to anyone going into year 12 and year 13. The years at sixth form were some of the best years of my life, and honestly, if you're doing subjects that you're passionate about and you're surrounded by a good group of friends, you're honestly gonna love your time at sixth form. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you still haven't. Make sure to comment down below any other recommended videos that you want me to do. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video.